Hello everyone. In this video, we will go through the traffic manager. So we're gonna start our session by creating two resource group. We're gonna create a resource group in different region and we'll launch the machines in there. So we're gonna use web server and then try to uh, ping them or try to access those server and see which is being used by traffic. So let's start by creating a resource group. So first resource group we're gonna say, so first resource we're gonna keep it in East US. Resource group East US. So just to let you know, this is a following lecture from load balancing. So we are going through traffic manager this time. So let's create first resource group, and now let's do a second resource group. We'll go for UK South. Okay, now as you know, if you're following our videos, I usually create the virtual network first and then network security group, and then I launch the machines in there or resource in there. So let's start with East US, and we're gonna call it VNest East US, and let's create. Okay, our VNet is created. Now, we need to create a network security group and associate with that VNet in East US. And I will call it network security group East US. And let's wait for it to get created. We go. Okay, our resources created. Now we're gonna create an inbound rule, so all the traffic should go through. We actually don't want to block anything. It's just a demo, but I will suggest in real time, make sure that you follow what your company wants you to do with the traffic. So allow all, and we'll wait for it to apply. Yep, that's done. Now go to subnet and associate that subnet to that network security group to that subnet. Okay, that's done. Now let's create our second resource group, virtual network in that resource group, UK South, and I will call it VNet UK South. We'll go with the default setting for now because we're not actually testing the IP addressing or subnetting. We're actually trying to get the traffic manager configured. So that's done. Okay, now what we need to do, let's create our network security group for this one. Create in South, UK South, and network security group and UK South. Okay, now associate that with case out to subnet. Just want to make sure that I create it. Yeah, see, that's why I forget. So let's create our inbound rules as well. Now all traffic. Okay, that's done. So it's ready now. Our virtual network is ready now. Let's launch our first VM. I will say UK. Let's go for UK East and then sorry East US, and we're gonna call it VM hyphen East US. We will not choose any other setting. We will go with the default. Okay, and then password. We'll use option for password, and my keyboard is making some issues. Okay, and this we're gonna say none since we're gonna apply the setting from our mm, uh, uh, VNet. So we go for these settings. Okay, there's one important thing I'm just gonna show you here. So we will disable this. We're gonna put a script. So I did created the script earlier. So this custom data in under the advanced. So whatever you're gonna put it in there before the machine start. It's like a startup script. It will run in a machine. So since this is our web server East US, so we're gonna install Apache server while the machine is launching up, and then we're gonna put this name just to clarify which web server it is. So next, and then let's create. Okay, just gonna wait for it to get created. Okay, we'll wait for it to fully deployed. Okay, so that's finished. Let's go to our resource. Okay, I'm gonna mention one important thing here as well. So we need to define the DNS name. So it's very straightforward. If you click on this setting, you can give it any name. I will give it East name because that's in the East US region. That's done. And if I go to overview, if I copy this IP public IP address and paste it in here, when we can see its web server ECUS is coming up. And if I try with the same name, it should be pointing to the same web server. Here we go. Okay, now our first machine is ready. And let's to our second machine in UK South. And then we will configure our traffic manager. So this is done. Let's go to UK South and machine name. We're gonna call it VM hyphen South UK or UK South. Let's follow the known proper name. Same password. Desktop. Okay, now we're gonna say none here. And next we need to make sure it picks up the right VNet. Yep. Management will disable it. And in advance we will do the same thing which we have done, like startup script, and are gonna call this one web server UK South and web server UK South. Let's create. Script has in a process of getting created now. Okay, that was quick. We're gonna do the same thing with the DNS here as well. And this time we're gonna call it just UK. UK name is invalid. Okay, we're gonna call it UK South 1. This is same name, it can't be used. It says UK South here, so just put UK South 1. Okay, so that's done. And now let's try to access this machine first using the IP address. Yeah, it will take few more seconds. The script has been run, but I've come across this thing before. All right, it's just coming up. Sorry, and let's close this one. Just wanted to up here, and let me try to use the DNS name and see if it comes up. Yeah, here we go. Sometimes it doesn't work straight away, so you have to give it a few seconds. And here we go. So this is our UK South server, and this is our East US web server. Okay, now we need to configure our traffic manager. So for traffic manager, you need to type traffic manager on your search bar. And you need to create a traffic manager profile, hit create. So for each region, you need to create its own one. So I'm gonna call this one create traffic manager. I'm gonna call it the traffic manager TF East US. Under the routing method, you can differentiate which method you want to use it. So we're gonna use geographical because we are trying to get traffic for 2 different regions. So we're gonna select this option. It's gonna be East US and let's create. Okay, we will wait for it to finish. Should not take that long. Okay, so that's done. And let's create the second one as well. And this one we're gonna call it Traffic Manager UK South. And same option, we're gonna go for this and UK South, and let's create. Okay, that's created. If I do refresh, I can see the US is there, but we will wait for. Okay, while it's coming up, let's go to this traffic manager. And what we need to do here is to set up the endpoints. And let's add endpoints. Endpoint, we're gonna leave it like that. We need to give it a name, and I will call it endpoint East US. Target, we're gonna choose public IP address. And public IP address, we will give the IP address of our US. Okay, this is geo mapping. So this is the whole brain behind it. Whichever region you will define, that will be accessible using this IP address. So let's choose, since it's the East US, I will go for continent North America. I can add like uh, country-wise US. Let's see where is the US is. United States. And then you can add other as well in this who you wants to access. So I will go for South America, and I will try to add Brazil in there. And then you can have like in Europe. I will leave Europe here because we are using South. And let's go for Antarctica. Let's see if you can find anything in Antarctica. It's just Antarctica itself. And just add. So these are the three regions which will be used through this traffic manager. Now let's go back and see if our, yep, so just gonna wait to, yep, that's done. Let's go back and see if our other traffic manager, other profile of traffic managers has been created, which was South, UK South, yep, has been created. And we're gonna do the same thing underneath this. We're gonna do endpoints. And let's add endpoint for this one. I'm gonna name it endpoint South UK, and then IP address, South UK IP address, and in here I will go for Europe, and I will add. I need to choose. Is it not giving me option? Ah, here we go. I thought it disappeared. Okay, in Europe I will go for UK because I'm based in UK at the moment, and then in Asia. Let's choose. Let's see which we got. Let's choose Japan in there. And it. Okay, that's all done. And now let's try to access it. So if I go to our traffic manager East US and click here. Okay, so let me go back to the main window. So it's easy to figure it out. And if I click here, on the overview page, you can see DNS name. If you copy this one, and let's try to access and see what do we got. Perfect. We are not getting any site or we can't able to reach the web server because This is US based, and since we are in UK, that's why we are not getting any access or traffic there. Let's see what's happened if we try to use UK South. Here we go. We got traffic here. Okay, the whole point of having traffic manager is to keep the traffic to one place, to the local regions. Okay, I haven't tried this, but let me try to add UK in traffic manager East US. So I'm pretty sure we need to do some configuration. I haven't tried it, but let me give it a go if I can able to figure it out. Else we will end this video and then we will try at some other point. So there should be option here. I can't see the options. Let's see under the properties. Nope. Traffic, nope. Okay, I think we can't able to. We probably have to create a new manager, traffic manager. Okay, let's try quickly while we are here. And I should not take too long, so we're gonna call it traffic manager East US2, and we will use same and resource group. Let's say East US and create. Okay, now that's created. Now let's see if we go to endpoints. Okay, it's under the endpoints. Okay, I will check that in a minute. So we're gonna call it same endpoint East US2 or one, or let's say two, and IP address, and let's use IP address of. Okay, and from Europe, let's try to add UK. As I said, I'm based in UK at the moment, so let's see. Okay, that looks quite promising to me. And if I go back to our traffic manager, and let's try traffic manager East US, and try to copy this, and let's launch. Perfect. So as you can see, we can able to access. It's just where you are doing the configuration, endpoint configuration. I think I can see it now. Yeah, you can add. You can't. Oh no, you can add it. Perfect. So you remember we added the Antarctic and South America. Let's try to see if we can able to add Europe, and then let's go with UK and save. So this is our main traffic manager for US. It's updating itself. Perfect. And it's online enable. Everything is there. Let's see what it does. Perfect. It's doing it now. Okay. Yeah, perfect. So that's pretty much everything covered. And I would like to say thank you for watching, and I will see you in another video. Bye for now.